Welcome back. So I thought I'd do a quick video on an introduction to black powder cap and ball revolvers. A lot of people are getting interested in these now, and the fun factor is huge and the cost is relatively low. So it's kind of different from other kinds of firearms. There are certain pieces of equipment that you need to have for black powder guns that you don't use for anything else. And mostly it's components, but there are some gadgets that we'll talk about. So the first thing you need is a pistol. This is a Pieta Navy. So it has the Navy size grip frame, and it has a 36 caliber cylinder, and it has an octagonal barrel. And they are relatively inexpensive, and in my opinion they're pretty good quality. I haven't had any trouble with mine. I have probably 6 or 7 or maybe 8 Pietas, and they all go bang. A lot of people say you have to tune them up first, and they won't run reliably. But you can see my other videos. I've run my armies for over 100 shots each with no issues, and they're completely stock. So some of the things you need other than the pistol are you need a nipple wrench. This is specific to black powder handguns. They have their own size nipples, and in order to get the cones or the nipples off of the cylinders, in order to clean them, which you have to do religiously, you need a good nipple wrench. That's one piece of equipment. You need a powder flask of some sort. This is an old CVA brass one, but you can also get plastic ones for probably $15 or $20 or so. You need a powder measure. You can also use the spouts that are specific to a charge. This one throws 30 grains, and you can also buy sets of kits that have 15, 20, 25, 28, 30, 35, 40, 50, whatever. I haven't changed this one out yet because I use a powder measure that you can adjust. It's more versatile, but not as convenient as a specific to the gun powder flask with a specific powder measure funnel. And then you need some sort of good non-petroleum based black powder lube in order to lube the arbor, which is the pin in the middle of the cylinder that the cylinder turns on. And you can also just use Ballistol or some other Ballistol's mineral oil, which is actually petroleum based, but everyone says it's cool, and I've actually found it works really well. But boar butter is very popular. You can also make your own with mutton tallow, beeswax, or any other number of vegetable based or animal based fats. And Crisco works well, I understand. So then come the components, which is you need some sort of percussion caps. Caps are the things that actually take the place of modern day primers, and they go on the cones and they set off the charge. You need some sort of powder. This is GoX 2F black powder. You can also use modern substitutes like Pyrodex or 777 if you choose. And you need that's all you need is caps, powder, and ball. If you really want to be minimalist, that's the only thing that's required in order to make these guns run. You want pure lead balls. You want them about, these are 375, and that's good for 36 calibers in my opinion. You want them slightly larger than the cylinder diameter and cylinder diameter. The things that are good to have but aren't necessary are a capper. This is a Ted Cash snail capper, it's called. Snail, it looks like a snail. And it lines up these caps for you on this little, as you shake them and push this little tab here, so that you can put them on the cones much faster and easier than trying to fiddle with them and getting them on your, I just dropped that one. But that's all it is. You're all done. But you don't need them. You don't need a capper. And you also don't need lubed wads, although they make it easier. They help to scrape the fouling out of the bore, and you can supposedly shoot longer and more accurately if you use them. But if you want to just be purist and minimalist, you can just put a cap a powder charge and a ball, and they'll be fine. You may have to clean more often, and they may not be as accurate, and you may get more fouling, but you can also use the lube or some sort of fat to go over the top of the chambers after you've loaded them. So that's the things that are, oh, there's one more thing that's nice to have, which is a feeler gauge of your regular automotive feeler gauges. That helps you set the proper cylinder barrel gap. You want them pretty close, pretty tight, so that it lets less fouling out and doesn't bind up the cylinder as often. So that's what you need in order to start getting into the very fun world of cap and ball revolvers. So go do it, because they're a lot of fun, and it's not very much money to get started. Thanks. All right, this is the Colt Navy 36 caliber Pieta. Let's give it a dance. That's fun. So that's all there is to it. Go get one. Let's try a few more. That is fun.